No. Oh, now it started. Fuck. It's late. So there's my house. Look at my house. They're almost done building it. That's nice. Very kind to this. Very pretty. Yeah, so it's crappy today. It's Friday. It's another week coming on, and we're still in this crappy situation, huh? A lot of the states are opening or whatever, but I don't want to find out how that's working out because I'm not hearing good things, and I just thank God I have, money and stuff, so I don't have to run back to going outside and working right now. But I know that's gonna change. I might change. You never know. You never know anymore. Okay. Well, I always knew, like, you have to think of the future and plan accordingly and save money and all that. I always knew that, but I am so messed up right now. Like, I'm so angry at. I'm not sure. Like, I don't know for sure what's making me like this, but it's really just part of my condition where I turn into like this evil, not evil, but angry person. And I was watching Sam Backman today again. Like, every day he comes out with something like new and different, talking about how he's trying to merge all of the personality disorder, actually cluster B's, in one. He's trying to like make it like all of them are really just one personality disorder. It should be classified as cluster B. I guess they would call it cluster B personality disorder. Or actually, he didn't want to use the term personality disorder. I don't know. But so it made a lot of sense to me because I know myself. Really? Is this on? Okay. Make sure that you can see this shit. Why? Okay, it's on every bench, right? Didn't I say in another video that they closed the park? They made a fence all around the park, but they left the benches fair game for anyone to sit on. And now so now even the freaking park benches inside are closed, apparently. Really? Look, in memory of Lost on 9/11. This park is like a memorial park. Anyway, cause we by New York. We right across the water to New York City. My city. So yeah, they better represent, right? No. Anyway, they have different names, like in memory of whoever, Lindsay, whatever. Lindsay Marie. That's my name, Marie. Hey, but I can't sit there. I'm not gonna stay anywhere because it's raining. Let me find out. My favorite spot has a postage thing or whatever, paper on it. It's so weird. They had the whole park closed. The benches were fair game, and I was just like, why? That makes no sense. You should close the benches also. Like, not close them, but prevent people from sitting on them. Y'all don't got it together. No, but at least the playground is closed still and somebody broke in. Anyway, I seen kids in there before that broke in and they broke the fence, and with their parents actually is condoning that behavior, which I don't agree with that. That's not setting a good example. Wow. So what's going on? It's madness, man. Every day I get up, it's like another day of madness. It will never end. Doesn't get better. So every day is different. Look, it's so foggy now. The weather is bipolar. See? Just like what I said, it's natural to be in chaos. It's more natural to be in chaos than be perfect. That looks like an alligator or something, but we don't have alligators. That's down south. And I came from down south. And I always tell my kids to not go by any body of water in Florida, because no matter what body of water it is, it could be a pond, it could be an alligator there. So I'm losing my shit, man. So then Sam Vaknin, right? Sam Vaknin was talking about how the cluster B personalities, which is antisocial, borderline, histrionic. I think that's it. Yeah, or something. No, that's a cluster A. Okay, so anyway, those specific personality disorders should all be lumped into one, just as cluster B. That's it. You have cluster B personality disorder. And you know what? He made a video about this before. I hope you guys can hear with me banging and shit. I do that when I'm like this. Like I start fiddling with things and tapping on things and making lots of noise. It's so weird. So he mentioned this before, but now he's really bringing it out there that it goes all under one personality disorder. It's weird. It's like a dissociative condition. He's trying to tell us now. Because I guess because the instance of so many comorbidities, like with other personality disorders that you could find with it, that they just seem to be kind of like having split personality, but split personality disordered. And you know what? I agree. And I think I don't just go by what one person tells me. I mean, I do my research and I look into different people's point of view, and you know, that don't necessarily agree with mine. So I put it together, and that's what you call like critical thinking and gathering all the information before you come to a conclusion. And even if you do come to a conclusion, you never know, that could change. You know, we're learning more and more as a species, so maybe one day we'll have a different conclusion to what all this is. And that explains a lot, you know, because I've been changing all the time. Like, I don't change like my style, but it took me a lot of years to figure out what was my specific style. But I don't have an issue with that. See, I don't have an issue with that. And I keep hearing about other experts saying that I don't know myself, that we don't know ourselves, but I do know myself. That's probably because of the therapy I've received. I do know myself and I am myself, but I'm not always myself. That's something. I'm not always. It's not stable. It's there, but it's not stable. And Sam Vaknin was saying how the borderline has the real self, see? The real self and the false self, kind of like in one, interchangeably. And then he was saying how borderline can turn into a psychopath, narcissist can turn into the borderline. So it's not as stable as just saying, oh, you have one personality disorder and that's it. Because I think, depending on the situation, it all depends on the situation and the people and the environment that, and my, yeah, so it depends. And sometimes I could go into a mode of really being bad, and I have thoughts that are bad, like hurting people and just doing bad things like a psychopath would. Now y'all not gonna subscribe to me because you think I'm a psychopath, but the truth is, hey, you know, we're learning. We don't know, nobody's one thing. We don't fit in one little box. Nobody, not even people like us. So predominantly, I would say I am very borderline. Predominantly. And if you get me mad, or something happens, or I perceive it even, it doesn't even have to happen in real life. It could be just something I'm assuming that's going on, or, you know, that's kind of scary. But if that happens, then I will turn into a different mindset, not a different person. Like, I don't just turn into like some other person, wear different clothes, different hairstyle, or that doesn't happen. It's just that my mindset changes and I get very dark. And I don't want to say too much because nobody will watch me, and nobody will subscribe. But anyway, I don't know. I'm like a living character, cartoon character. That's what I feel like. I don't feel like other people, or I notice they're not quite like me. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. And I always team up with like disordered people. Like I said, my ex before, my recent ex is a actual psychopath. He was diagnosed by a psychologist, not psychiatrist, in his country. Like, he's not from that country, but his mom is. And I have a video also on here if you want to look, that I read his report, his diagnosis report from the doctor, and it says on there antisocial personality disorder, also borderline. Okay, and let me tell you, this guy was, when I first met him, I thought I met the exact same person as me. Like, my match, but in a guy. Okay, that's how much I resonated with him. And the reason why is because when I first met him, he was displaying a lot of borderline type behaviors, and by then I already knew about my disorder. Like, I knew I had the borderline, and I was in therapy. And I met him in a I met him in a program where it's a mental health program. So, not a good idea, but I can't help myself, you know. I really don't have much recovery under my belt. I was just starting out, and I was advised not to date anybody in the place, but I ended up doing that and regretting it big time. Let me tell you, it was the worst thing, one of the worst decisions that I made. But it really put me backwards in my recovery, because I was doing well. And then I just slid right down into what I really am, you know, my problems. So he was a lot like me, so we resonated. That's because he has the same disorder as me. And I found out later on by reading his report. His mother sent it to me. I guess she was trying to warn me, and a little bit too late, but she did warn me. Thank God for that. So it said, like, they put him on medication he never takes, and it said on there, it said borderline traits or something like that. It didn't say straight up borderline. So the predominant diagnosis was antisocial personality, and then with borderline traits. That makes sense, because when I got to know him a little more, the borderline would go away and just turn into this other okay, a psychopath, what you would expect. And it scared the shit out of me, and he's done a lot of really fucked up things to me in this course of this relationship that I will have to talk more about. Like I said, I have quite a bit of stories. My life is not boring. It's not very progressive, but it's not boring. Let me tell you, it's full of drama. Like I said, I think I'm just stuck like in a movie or a character of, I don't know, a cartoon character or something. It's really bizarre. And my nose. I've been sneezing and coughing a little, but not really. I feel good though, because I helped myself out of my dizziness and my symptoms I was having before, where I was sick. But now I'm okay, but I'll probably get something else again. I don't know. Let's pray that it doesn't happen. Trying to keep my distance as much as I can, because I get sick easy. Anyway. So yeah, I knew about the borderline, right? Because the doctor that we were seeing together, I read his report with him, but I didn't ever read the original report from the psychologist in the other country. And he was showing symptoms of it and psychopathic behaviors, and it was really crazy. Like, oh my God. There was just red flags everywhere. After a while, I started seeing red flags everywhere. Like, wait a minute. No, I wouldn't do that. That's not me. Like, I don't condone that behavior. Like, one time he broke the window to his apartment to get in because he left the keys in or something. He just smashed the window in without thinking. And I'm like, and it was freezing cold. It was winter. And I think it was like a snowstorm. He was just like so anxious to get back in. I'm like, what are you gonna do now? There's a hole in the freaking window. Like, the landlord's not gonna fix the window because you broke it. And so I had to figure out a scheme for him to get that window fixed. Anyway, and it's just ridiculous. We spent the whole night freezing. Because the window was wide open. There's so many things that are just unbelievable what he did. I'm accustomed to it, you know, and I think, damn, if someone else went through this one event, they would never talk to that person ever again, and I just continue on and experience more and more abuse and odd behaviors, and I'm just like, he needs help. He just needs love, and he needs me to resonate with him, and all will be well, and we can be together. And since we relate to each other and we have similar backgrounds, even though he was raised in like a rich family and I am from like the slums of New York City. So I'm thinking, and he was promising me so many lies. He would tell, my God, he would lie just even if it didn't benefit him, and I would find out easily. It was ridiculous. And so He told me that he was gonna get his job back that he had with his uncle, and his uncle was the owner of an electric company in Jersey, which is the truth. Those things are true. And no way, he was not able to get the job back because he stole from his uncle's business. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey, you need to make it up to your uncle, blah blah blah. He just, I could just imagine his uncle being scared, seeing him there, and like thinking he's gonna rob him or something, which maybe he did. I don't know. He stole my money from me, and I'm so mad at him because I left my ex-husband for him, and he ended up to be worse, and I had to get rid of him quickly. So thanks for that. But it's my fault because I attracted it. I did. It's my fault. And like I said, I have this condition, but I'm pretty sure I'm predominantly borderline, like I said, and the antisocial. I have my suspicions about this throughout my life. I'm like, wow, I'm really freaking mad, and I'm homicidal type kind mad. You know what I'm saying? And also, I've done some things that are very mischievous and strategic. So I would come up with these plans, and but it only happen when somebody crosses me, or you know, something very horrible happens with somebody, that I come up with these schemes and just follow through with them, and it works out. Believe me, it worked out. And I have like some kind of satisfaction for getting over him. This is not just regular people. This is like my ex-husband. Like, he deserved that, you know. My ex. I don't do it to a lot of people. I have a heart still, you know. You really gotta earn my hate and distrust for me to scheme and plot something against you. That I could say. But it's not my predominant, like, it's not who I am most of the time. And it makes a lot of sense what Sam Vaknin was saying. And I mean, I see myself growing up. When I was a teenager, I had to be perfect. Man, I was a perfectionist all the way. I still am, but not to that degree. I was not to that degree. I was very narcissistic, and I don't know. It just was a little bit different. A little bit different. Like, I didn't have the feelings as much, because I was able to put those away. I don't know. It's hard to explain to be 3-4 different things. Histrionic. Histrionic. I wish I had that. That's what I want to have. I want that. I'm missing that. Or maybe I could tap into this. You know, because, you know, histrionics is like, fuck everybody. I'm a perform be who I am, and stand out in front of everyone. And I'm kind of like that, but I have such a low self-esteem. It's like, it never takes off for me. But I've seen it before, and I've seen myself kind of promiscuous and things. Yeah. But of course, something had to trigger it, you know. And I don't cheat in relationships. That's like a thing for me that I never break, ever. So I'm not a cheater or anything. Just when I'm broken up with, or we break up, if we have a breakup, that's when that behavior comes out, where I will get a little reckless, and man, I swear the cops are like waiting somewhere, staying somewhere. Anyway, so yeah, not proud of that, and it doesn't happen that often. That's the thing. But I see it as a circle, like a pattern. I don't know. I'm not stable, obviously, with this problem. So what I do nowadays, I try to stay away from everybody because I have a lot of resentment towards certain people, and just people and relationships trigger me always into something, whatever it is. It's just click, a switch goes off. All right, you're gonna get revenge today, or or click, it'll go into the deep depression, a lot of crying, self-harm, suicidal thoughts, all that, and then I'll switch to like a narcissistic stance on things and go out into the world and get things done. I don't know, but I'm never stable. Never stable. And then I think to myself, well, if I go to therapy and all that for so many years, I gotta do so many more years for the damage to be repaired from who I am and what I am now. It's really that bad. And I'm thinking, why do I have to do that? Why don't I just continue what I am and how I cope with life? And you know, I need protection from whatever's in me that protects myself, that's able to protect me. And but I want to get rid of the borderline. I feel like just stabbing the shit out of her. Or this sounds like, see, psychopath type thing you would say. I want her dead because it is dragging my life down. Me, I'm talking about me, not somebody literally. But I'm not getting anywhere. And in this world, you gotta be ruthless. You gotta be tough. It seems we're losing. The good in people is dying off. And especially in this country, it's horrific. I can't even believe the things that we get away with. This is not like other countries. They don't carry on like this. But we're just a fucking mix of chaos and unresolved traumas because of how we mixed here. It's not originally our land at all. Naturally, it isn't. We're not from here, America, that is. None of you are real Americans. Even if you have generations of Americans here, you really aren't, because the American Indians are the real Americans. Anyway, y'all know that. I don't need to go on that kind of tyrant. So, and so I'm only second generation American here. It's hard. Like, what? Nobody wants to accept that you're from another country and you have roots somewhere else. They just don't. Even though this country is built on immigration. Legal or not? What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? Like, and my grandparents came here legally, so what the fuck? Like, get out of my face with that. And Trump supporting people. Like, sorry, but not sorry. Y'all are ignorant and don't know what it's like to work hard and in the face of adversity. Imagine trying to work hard when everyone's against you. You know, you take 2 steps and then you gotta go backwards and then you gotta start again. That's how it feels. And there's so much inside of me because, and I, like my ancestors, I'm pretty sure somebody in my family did something real bad, like kill somebody. Honestly, I don't know which side, like my Italian side or the other side. I know my cousin killed myself. My cousin killed himself, so that's sad. At a young age, and y'all know I already revealed that he was famous, and he killed himself at a young age. But that's another damn story, man. So that kind of runs in my family, you know, mental illness. And he was mistreated, because, man, my earbud's gonna die, because he's Hispanic, right? And we're in America, so there you go. Same kind of discrimination and adversity he experienced, but he made it to the top, and I'm proud of saying that about my family. But for me, I'm still at the freaking bottom, and I'm pissed off because I know why, and it's because of this borderline person just won't leave me alone. It's like a little girl always crying and shit. Always. And it won't stop. I want justice. I always wanted justice, and that's part of my name and everything, and it's just like, wow, I don't get no justice. None. Not. These people walk away and they get old and gray, and they take from innocence, that I was innocent, I was a young baby, young girl, whatever it started from. Maybe it started from a baby. I think so, because I don't feel any connection to my mother. So most likely ignored as a baby. Maybe just left to cry and cry all night, all day in a crib. So yeah, for my own safety and theirs, they don't know who they're messing with. They really don't. That's the funny part of all this. They thought, hold up, I'm gonna change. I hope that didn't ruin my recording later. I don't know if y'all can hear me, because I'm switching out my earbuds. So, hello. Okay, I hope that worked. Now my throat hurts. This is ridiculous. Something's in my throat, seems. Anyway, so yeah. They don't know who they're fucking messing with, and they think someone quiet and a girl and whatever is not capable of horrible things. Well, guess again. Because I am tired of seeing the people that destroyed me or helped to do that around me. I just cut everyone